Hey everybody, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the Ted Show. I'm super excited to have this old friend, and I mean, he's not old, but he's a longtime friend. I haven't seen him in a long time, truly, and he was on in the early days of the show. It's Brian Sikorski. Lots of love. Oh, look how that love. Look at you. Oh my God, you're so good at this. Maybe you should be taking the helm of the Ted Show, taking the Brian Show. And we knew each other obviously from Orlando and the arts scene here. Brian was incredibly involved in many, many things, which I'll let him share about that. But today we're going to talk about, I love the title that you chose, Your Passion Deserves a Platform. And so we're going to talk about that because I think a lot of people want to put their passion out there, but they don't know how to do it. They're not exactly sure what the right method is or what social media platform, or is it a combination of 10 or 20 or one, so they get confused. So without further ado, welcome, Brian. So happy to have you back. How you doing, my friend?
Oh, I'm so glad to be back. Thanks for having me, Ted. I've missed you guys. I miss everybody in Orlando as well.
Well, I'm hanging in there. We miss you. We're happy. We're happy for you. Give them a little 411 on your Orlando background and then a little bit about where you're at now.
Yeah. Well, it's funny that you say, you miss me and Orlando misses me. Yeah. Especially when Orlando Fringe happens, because that's where I was the first full-time director of marketing. When Fringe happens, my phone blows up because everyone's just like, where are you? We miss you at the festival and all that, because I was the face of the festival for so long.
You were.
But yeah, I was the first ever full-time director of marketing for Orlando Fringe. Helped them grow that organization to the place that they are today. And left there and started working with Central Florida Community Arts, and was the director of marketing for them for a few years. Really loved helping them get them through their 10-year anniversary and all the things going on there. Just an amazing group. And then all in total as well, I was working on the side with my good friends at Central Florida Community Arts with Teresa Smith-Levin and all of them, doing some freelance stuff with them. So anything with arts involved, I basically was there.
You touched it all.
Basically, yeah. And then about 3 years ago, as things were changing in Orlando and prices were, increasing and rising and all that good stuff, someone who works in nonprofits, it gets more and more difficult, especially when arts funding was being cut from Tallahassee. That just things happened in our life. My wife and I just said, this might be a good time for us to relocate. So we left Orlando. It was a very hard decision to make, and went to southeastern Idaho in a little town called McCammon, which is about 30 minutes south of Pocatello and about an hour and a half north of Salt Lake City, Utah. And having to understand rural life, where literally they're herding cattle down the road of your house. Very interesting. Having to drive 35 minutes to the nearest grocery store has been very interesting. But rural life has been strange, but it's been fun.
I wasn't sure what word you were going to use, but that wasn't what I expected, but I love it.
Well, I wanted to keep it PG.
What's it like? I know this is a crazy, curious, completely off-topic question. What's it like for people? Like, do you have Uber?
No. Well, I mean, if I was living in the city of Pocatello, which is 35 minutes north, 25 minutes north, they do have Uber and they have all that good stuff there. But where I'm at, they like no
such thing. That's wild to me because you came from a city, obviously, that had just everything. I mean, Orlando is its own little bubble for sure. And so to go to that, you also went to cold, which we talked about before we went live, how you're in southeast Idaho, and I'm sitting here freezing at 70 degrees right now.
Oh, I love it. I love the temperature. I don't know what it is about me. I'm always hot. I'm always hot. So Florida was a nightmare. You go to walk to check the mail, and by the time you're back in the house, you're sweating. It's nasty. But here, I woke up this morning to 32 degrees, so it was right at the freezing point. But, it'll warm up. And it did. It's sitting at 57 right now.
What's the and I won't talk too much about the weather, but I'm curious. Is it a sunny winter that you have, or is it a cloudy winter that you have?
It just depends. I mean, the first one I was here, it was a pretty cloudy one. Last one was pretty bright. They're saying it's going to be a sunny winter and it's going to be a wet winter.
Ooh.
Snow will come, but it won't stick. That's what we're being told. So We'll
Okay,
see.
well, I'm freezing thinking about that. Well,
Yeah, we
I'm
just had our
happy for
first
you.
snow like 6 or 7 days ago. It snowed for an evening, and I was like,
I'm sorry, you
"It's too
already
early
had
for that."
snow?
We already had snow. It's crazy.
No, 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 no. These these are things that cannot possibly fathom.
And I'm
Uh,
running outside in shorts and a t-shirt. My wife goes,
yeah.
"You're nuts," and I'm like, "Well,
Well, you know,
cold never
that's how.
bothered me." Anyway.
That's good. Anyway, all right. So you move out there.
Yeah.
What did you do? What were you planning to do? What was the plan as far as vocation? Because
Hmm.
if you're going to a tiny, small rural town, the chances of
Hmm.
having nonprofits and a thriving art scene probably are slim to
Sure.
none.
Well, it's something that I was thinking about for the longest time as I was going from different arts groups and and all that. I was realizing that I'm helping a small group of people. You know, getting bigger. Like Central Florida Community Arts is just growing, so it was great to help them grow. I love to help Orlando Fringe grow, helped Central Florida Vocal Arts grow, and I'm like, it's great that I'm helping these individual organizations, but I always have the desire to help that little guy level up. That's why I always work with the nonprofits, small businesses, and things like that. So I said, how can I reach more people? And I started my own company where basically I'm assisting nonprofits, small businesses, and independent performing artists with marketing assistance and website design and anything that can help them level up. So many people are just struggling to find a way to get their name out there and get
Yes.
their brand heard. And if you look at it and you search for things that they can get assistance with, it's so expensive. So
There's
my thing was, how can I help the little guy who doesn't have that big bankroll, that doesn't have the funds to have this, the big flashy website and all the social media marketing and all this stuff. They don't have the coin for that. So that's where I come in. I kind of say, listen, I'm going to help you out at a budget level that you can afford, and I'm going to take care of you. You're going to have me on your team, and I'm going to do things to help you grow and level up. So that's where I started with Pivot Promotions
I
as
love the
this
title.
company. Thank you. Yeah, you should have seen all the other ones we were trying to think of, but you thought that one just summed it up the best. That we
Right.
can take someone's current trajectory, and we're going to pivot it, and we're going to turn it, and we're going to help you level up and grow. And yeah, we've done some great projects so far, and just helping as many people as we can. We did some work for um, the Winter Park Garden District. The wonderful Main Street Park Avenue district is fantastic. We did work for the Scranton Fringe Festival. Just a bunch of different people throughout the country of the U.S. and Canada. We've
So
had
yeah,
countless fringe artists coming and contacting me for help to promote their shows. I'm sorry, Ted, go ahead.
No. You go ahead. I would imagine that the artists, that was always the interesting part to me about the artists. So as I'm listening to you describe what you do, there is so much of a need for that. Let's just take fringe artists themselves. In the
Sure.
beginning, I think you and Teresa, between the two organizations, Fringe and Central Florida Vocal Arts, I was just spotlighting people all the time because they couldn't afford. Of course, I was free, but they couldn't afford to have somebody expensive because that's all they thought that
Hmm.
they could get. And
Right.
really understanding that niche of, hey, I want to be on other platforms. My passion deserves to be on a platform.
Yeah.
Is really, really cool. I mean,
Yeah.
where did that come from? Did it come from the desire you had seen so many people struggle?
Basically, yeah. When you work for nonprofits, you realize that the life of a nonprofit is rubbing nickels together to make a dime.
Yeah.
And you're trying your hardest to get the message out there. I mean, when I was working for Orlando Fringe, I was fortunate that I had the budget I did, because I know that there's so many other places that just don't. And I remember at one point traveling to another Fringe festival. I'm not going to say which one, but I'm talking with their marketing person, and they talk about all these amazing things that they do to promote the festival, and all these amazing events that come on to make the event, the Fringe itself, successful. And I know as a marketing person how much that stuff costs. And I said to them, I said, "What is your budget?" And they wouldn't tell me. because they knew that it was astronomical. And I'm like,
Right.
but how can we do what they're doing at a minimal cost that we can actually get the results that we're looking for? And that's kind of what I've been aiming for, is how can I help an organization that has a very clear vision, has a very strong desire to grow? How can I help them achieve that goal? I just finished work last year with Central Care Mission in Orlando.
Yeah.
An amazing organization. Their recognition in the community isn't as big as it should be for the amazing things they do. So we started working with them, and we made a new website for them. It's fantastic, and people can actually visit their site and understand what they do and tell their story. Because so many people will say, I can make a website. We can use Wix, or we can use all these other tools. It's great. But unless you have somebody who understands the message of how to share a story and tell that story, you're just screaming into the darkness.
You really are.
You really want to get that exposure out there and make sure that that story touches the person that's on that site. And you only get them for a short while.
That's what it's about. It's interesting because I do talk to a lot of people. This new world of TikTok and everything has created a lot of micro influencers, micro businesses, maybe wanting to build on a dream. But most people really don't know how. They see somebody do something, let's say on TikTok, and they go, I can replicate that. And then that never happens. And so they lose the steam, and then they really don't know how to make it work. They have a website, but it's not so great. They don't know how to integrate that. They've probably been told that websites are dead. And they don't know how to utilize that. If you're like me, a lot of my stuff is on Facebook, and I would say I dabble in the other ones. I could do so much better, and I know my impact could be better, but I haven't done or put the time in. And the fear has always been, if I utilize someone, it's going to cost me an arm and a leg out the gate. And that's why people fear going to someone who says they can promote and says they can help you with your business and scale it.
When I was working for Orlando Fringe and Central Florida Community Arts, all these folks, you would get these cold emails from people saying, we can help you expand, we can help you do this and that, right? And then when you see the price, I would always respond back, how do you justify that price? I
agree.
Like, with what you're offering, it's like, what are you actually doing? And how many people do you have working for you? Or what is it? Why do you need to make it that expensive?
Yep.
That just makes no sense to me. And you can do things and you can help people, but you don't have to take every penny from them.
Well, because you have to, yes, there's like this interesting balance. I still get those emails. I respond back because I'm at least educated enough to question some of the stuff, because what most of those cold emails, when they're out astronomically expensive, are targeting is the fear. They know you want something. They're trying to convince you that they can do it. So you're going to spend money you probably wouldn't have on something that you don't even know if the deliverable is going to be worth its time. And so
that's why I tell everybody when they do that is ask for proof. Show me what you've got.
Yeah, right? That usually shuts them up.
Yeah. You never hear back.
you never hear back. And there are some people like on social media, they'll want to come on the show and promote, right? And so I everything I do here is at no cost. And so but I asked them, tell me about your clients and your pricing, because I don't want to promote somebody who's a price gouger. Oh, yeah. And I think even in some of the cases, Brian, some of them copied and pasted their pricing and their packaging from someone else, and they don't know any better that it's not good pricing. So,
or they put it into some sort of AI saying, what should I price myself? They don't do the research and the knowledge. Yeah.
And that's why it's so important to get with a you, because you've done it all. You've seen it on the other side. You've seen what it's like to not have a lot of money to put into something, but you really do want to scale it and grow it. And you want to be with someone who's trusted and also has proof of deliverables. And so that to me is what fascinates me about Pivot Promotions, and the fact that you can be anywhere, do anything with anyone and help promote them. It's huge. Yeah. It's really huge.
I try as often as I can to, just like I say, help the little guy and help them grow, help them level up. But again, I'm not here to take every penny from them. In fact, I am very, very transparent with everything we do. So if someone is purchasing ads, right, I will help them purchase ads, but I don't take a penny from any of their ad budget. So most places will say, okay, we'll take this percentage and blah, 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 blah. No, I don't do that. So if someone comes to me and says, I have a very small, limited budget to run some ads, I'm 100% honest with them of what I think they can achieve with that amount. But then I'll also give them with just a little bit more. If you have it, we can probably do this. And I tell them that if for some reason these algorithms don't serve your ad, because not every time your ad goes out, it's going to get 100% of the money that you put in your budget. It may be less. It's rare, but it does happen. Right. But in those cases when that's ever happened, like for some reason, maybe we didn't use 100% of that person's budget because of whatever with Facebook or Meta or something like that, I refund it to them. Wow. We didn't use this $5.50. I'm giving that to you back because your campaign is over and I'm not going to sit on it because I'm not taking anything from it, from a person that's struggling to grow. We're going to do what we can for them. And if it doesn't work out, we're going to take care of them.
And see, that's a beautiful thing. I am not surprised at all by that from you. Tell me, as we wrap up, tell me what's one mistake that you see people, startups, individuals when they're trying to do something, when they're trying to make that pivot. What's one mistake that's pretty common that most people make?
I think the biggest thing that people think is they have to spend all this money to make it happen. Yeah. And with that fear is that they can't get their message out there. So either they spend the money to get it done or they just don't do it at all. And then as a result, their business suffers because they don't get the exposure. They may not be able to get press releases out to announce their business. They're not able to get accurate and consistent social media marketing out there to promote their business. And as social media changes, you can't be expected to be an expert at social media when you're trying to run a business.
You can't.
That's just not the way it works.
That's why you should work with Brian at Pivot Promotion because you can't be all things. Like there has to be an area. You have to be able to find somebody to trust. Yeah. And that's been the problem for most people, Brian, as we talked about, is that they are fearful because they're asking for so much money and they don't have the deliverables yet. Right. They don't feel like they have the expertise. So one of the reasons why I was really excited about having you on here is because I have a lot of people who need a you. And so I wanted to get it out in front of my audience.
And that's the truth. And that's the truth. I appreciate that, Ted, because we don't give up of our clients either. So it's my wife and I both working on this. And when we come on and we're helping out a client, even though maybe that project is done, we're still part of your team. If you need updates, if you need things changed, basically you have me on your team for an entire calendar year to help you with this. And we're just on top of it at all times. And anything we can do, we want you to grow. So, yeah.
And with that, tell them the best way they can find you, Brian. Yeah. What's the best way for them to locate you, learn more about you, get pricing and a proposal from Brian Sikorski?
Yeah. Well, in the scroll down below, pivotpromotions.com is the best place to go to get some information. You can set up a meeting with me. We'll sit down and chat for a little bit, and we'll talk because each person's plan is different. I'm not, cookie cutter for each individual. I try to sit down and listen to the person, find out what their needs are, and then we're going to make a plan and help you succeed.
Love it. Always a joy to spend time with you, my friend. I'm happy. We have to connect more. I want you to come back and share maybe some more tidbits. Let's not make it so many years in between when you're on the show. I love what you're doing. You all reach out to Brian. He's on social, but mainly you want to get to him at pivotpromotions.com. Or you can reach out to me and I will get you to him. If you have been looking for a way to scale, looking for a way to grow, fearful of all of those outrageously expensive emails you're getting on the cold emails, Brian is somebody I really want to encourage you to reach out to. So always a pleasure, my friend. Thank you so much.
Pleasure's all mine.
All right. We'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.